Hi, everyone. Welcome to the monthly podcast symposium with the one and the only Mr. Ian Farrar, co-branding partner of Purium and one of the most devoted people to the company I've ever seen. And he's going to be talking about some of the latest updates Purium has, products that he would like to key in on, and tips and tricks and hacks for the summer that's coming up the rear, and how we can get weight loss and in shape utilizing these products to help us achieve that for life in the beach. So if you're new to the podcast, please do like, subscribe, and share as it helps the channel grow and others gain in the knowledge you're being afforded. Ian, how are you doing today, good sir?
Fantastic, man. It's great to see you.
It's always a pleasure, my good friend. Okay, so let's start at the top as we normally do with the latest and greatest. We talked about this with Dave last month, Aqua Vibrance, which, as you can see, I have it here once
Yeah,
again.
that's fabulous.
And not only does it work, but it's actually long lasting, as you said it was. You don't need a lot. It's quite strong, so it goes a long way. Um, what other benefits besides purifying the water can you talk about that this product will give people?
Well, it actually enhances surface tension. That means that it will make anything you mix it with more bioavailable to the body. So if you're making it with Purium's Power Shake, it's going to make the Power Shake more bioavailable. So it's going to enhance the absorption. Okay, if you have two glasses, one without, one with, you're going to see surface tension means that it's going to allow it to disperse and really immerse itself in the water versus the opposite. And that comes with restructuring the water or bringing the water back to its natural state.
Gotcha. Now, we were just touching a minute ago on getting in shape, weight loss. Does this help with any of that, or skin elasticity, things of that nature?
Yeah, I mean, anything that's very high in naturally occurring minerals is really going to support, the body's matrix of everything that it uses to regenerate itself, because the body's a self regenerating organism when it's given the opportunity. A lot of people get in their way of a lot of anti-healthy, therefore their bodies break down. So when you introduce a substance like Aqua Vibrance, which is black mica, sulfated minerals, along with other things that build the body, you get an enhanced ageless body. Like you, John. You always look younger every time I see you.
Thanks. You're too kind. One other thing I was kind of curious about in using the product, I tend to use it with distilled water. There's
Mhm.
purified water. There's, zero osmosis water. There's all different types of variants of water people can use. Does this product sort of adapt or amalgamate itself to the different types of water? Is that an issue?
It's not an issue. It actually enhances every water that you add it to. It's not recommended that one drinks distilled water well, all the time, because
Mhm.
it'll really, really demineralize you. So water needs minerals. You need minerals in order for the body to hydrate. So if one drinks distilled water for a short period of time, that's kind of like to kind of strip away. Whereas a product like Ionic Elements, which is a liquid tincture like the Aqua Vibrance, those are to, build the body back up and give the body what it needs and what it's missing, which is mineralization.
Gotcha. Okay. Thanks. Good note. Now, turning our attention to some of the sort of, I call them the home-based products, sort of the 101
Mm,
staples, the
yeah.
ULT, Ultimate Lifestyle Transformation. When we first started these podcasts last year, I remember you distinctly telling me when I asked you that, how often should the average person do a cleanse? And I think you said usually once a quarter. Is that still
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
baseline?
like 4 times a year. Given most people are on the standard American diet. I mean, for me, my health never goes on vacation. It's never once a quarter, it's every day, but I'm an anomaly. Okay, but most people, I recommend that you do a cleanse once a quarter.
Mhm.
The majority of the products in the Ultimate Lifestyle Transformation that Purium makes, I'm using them every day, like you probably are as well.
Yep.
The foundational nutrition that I get every day is necessary. Most people don't think it's so necessary, but they get a lot of challenges because of their recreation.
Well, it's the kind of product I found, Ian, for myself, that you don't really know its full potentiality until you start actually applying it and implementing it. And then over
Yeah.
time, and in my case, it didn't take very long, but over time, it starts to really, show itself, show its wear, show its credibility over a sustained period of time. Because a lot of times products, people are, if they're really out of shape or they're overweight or they're just, tired and fatigued from stress of, everyday life, they'll get that initial burst and then it dissipates. But I found that with this product, it really has lasted the test of time. Another testimonial for you and for the audience, I found that Can't Beat This is one of my favorites because I play basketball in a league a couple times a month, as we talked about. And,
Mm-hmm.
I'm playing with guys that are teenagers, early 20s. So it really gives me the competitive edge it really opens up the
Yeah.
capillaries, the breathing. I'm having a lot more endurance just by drinking the quality water with the Can't Beat This and just putting it in there and letting it do its thing. How is it able to be so effective that way?
Well, beets are a vasodilator, and the way Dave Sandoval formulated that product. So there's the hydration component with the coconut water. There's the beets for the vasodilation. And, I'm going to Colombia next week, so I'll be going from sea level to 6,000 feet. And I'm going to ride my bike a few times. I'm not riding like the machine I was. Not that I can't, I just don't have the same mental capacity to do the hours and the miles and everything. I'm doing other things.
Right.
But I do take 2 tablespoons of Can't Beat This, and it helps your body vasodilate. That means it's going to help more oxygen get to the working muscle, even if you don't exercise. Okay, nitric oxide is really important. So when you chew your vegetables, you produce nitric oxide, okay? Very, very important. Arugula is actually the #1 vegetable
Mm.
for producing nitric oxide, and then there's the beets and other foods.
Is it a case where if you mentioned 2 tablespoons, if you apply more, is it more effective or is it have the same level of potency?
It's the same level of potency. There is a small amount of caffeine from the yerba mate and the organic green coffee bean. Caffeine does have some healthy benefits, but if one is sensitive, they need to be, careful. It has only like 25 milligrams versus one of those energy drinks has 175 milligrams, along with synthetic B12, which is another potential heart stopper. So
Mm.
a lot of those energy drinks that people and kids are drinking, they can switch over to a healthy alternative, which I recommend.
Yeah. You mentioned actually, I'm glad you brought that up, Ian, a sub point. You mentioned coffee.
Mhm.
What does Purium have in the way of coffee substitutes or alternatives to what people are drinking on the shelves?
Yeah, I'm happy you asked. We have a certified organic coffee protein. Okay, it has vanilla, it has coffee, it's super palatable. We have matcha protein, which also has, the benefits of the polyphenols from green tea. We have the essential mocha mushroom blend, like with chaga mushroom, lion's mane, a lot of
Mhm.
those mushrooms to help with your brain and your gut microbiome, but
Mm.
with a little coffee and a little mocha in there as well. So for people that want to enjoy a healthier version of coffee or adding it to your coffee, because most coffee, John, has a pH of 3. What I mean by pH is potential hydrogen. If the potential hydrogen is low, that's going to lower your blood alkalinity. Your blood alkalinity needs to be 7.2. Okay, 7.2. So all those people that are hustling those machines that produce high alkaline water, that's not really healthy for you to consume large amounts of it, given the fact that you need healthy levels of hydrochloric acid in your stomach, which is low pH,
Mm.
digest your food.
Well, and it's just about balance, really, right? It's
Right.
just counterbalancing everything. And so that actually, you kind of, as you were sharing just now, you gave me a thought about a sub point or a follow up question to the coffee. A lot of times, too, I've been finding, and other people I've been talking to are confirming that a lot of the coffees, like you get, even at, to some degree, Trader Joe's, Whole Foods, Sprouts, what have you. Obviously, there are varying degrees of quality and pricing, but invariably you run up in a case of mold, water, and moisture, and things
Yeah.
that get in rot the integrity of the bean, which in turn rots the integrity of the minerals and
Hmm.
saps us of that. Um, Purium is always stressed through you and Dave and even Amy about getting it at the highest source, cold pressing it, getting it at its purest form, and sort of encapsulating it there. What, in your estimation, Purium's coffee alternatives, how do they compete against those challenges in the marketplace?
Well, it's a finished product. All you do is add water. If you're the person that buys your beans and you process the beans and you make your coffee, more power to you. There's really high quality coffees out there. It's actually getting really expensive because
Mhm.
coffee is a commodity that's traded on the CME, as you know, amongst other commodities. Okay, so like the golden milk would be a product that would have, ashwagandha, the turmeric, and a lot of the mushrooms that are going to help, with brain support as well as gut microbiome, just like the Mocha Essentials. The Mocha Essentials actually has coffee in it. The essential mushrooms doesn't. Okay, so if people are sensitive to coffee or caffeine, that's not the one you want. But Purium literally has the majority of things underneath the sun. It definitely has the rainbow, it has the reds, the yellows, the greens, all of the things that make the rainbow, for one to become healthy.
Cool. Well, thank you for that. Uh, Turning back to the ULT with the cleanse, I don't know if you have that product with you, but can
Yeah,
you kind of
good.
talk a little bit about it, what's contained in it, and then
Yeah.
how people should take advantage of that?
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to start off with the Biomedic. The Biomedic is the most important product because of the Roundup or the GMO ready crops that are full of glyphosate. Biomedic, medic stands for, a soldier gets wounded in the field, he yells medic. This is actually going to come in there and help rehabilitate your gut microbiome. It has a small human clinical to help remove glyphosate by 74%, and it lowers C-reactive protein, which is the inflammation marker in the body. One capsule in the morning, one capsule in the evening. Most Americans, John, are undernourished but overfed. That's where we have our Power Shake, which is super nutrient dense. It's a verified non-GMO project, 100% organic, as you can see right here. And, all the raw materials are free of glyphosate. The next product that we have here is the Super Amino 23. This is a pre-digested protein. I've been taking these for 22 years. They're great for dialysis patients. They're great for people that are muscle wasting. It gives you 99% utilization in 23 minutes. So for someone that wants to get on a program, put lean muscle mass on, lose body fat, this is the product for that. And then, last but not least is our apothecary. Most people are not getting deep restful state of sleep. This will help you get deep restful state of sleep because the Mount Morency char cherry juice has naturally occurring melatonin. So if you're going on Walgreens, Whole Foods, Amazon, wherever, and buying melatonin, you're getting an isolate. This is going to give you naturally occurring melatonin. It's also going to reduce inflammation. So this is pretty powerful stuff.
Oh, yeah, it is. I know from firsthand experience, that stuff definitely prepares your body for sleep, as you always say. That I think the cherries come from Michigan, right? Which are some of the
Yes.
most nutrient rich in the nation, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep, they come from Michigan. In fact, I have some new friends that I met recently, and they're from Michigan, and they're really psyched that they get to offer a product that is from their home state.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I mean, at this point, Ian, is there any other products or anything that you want that's burning on your mind to discuss?
The one thing that I want to instill in everyone is that, listen, you have a responsibility, to your family, you have a responsibility to your health family, and you have a responsibility to yourself, to live that healthy life. Okay. If you read the Bible, if you read the Proverbs, okay, it's really important that you take care of your river of life, and just make sure that the cistern that you go to is really producing clean water, if you know what I mean. I mean, God made, this earth abundant in natural elements that really will support your life. So decisions shape your life. And at Purium, we really want to help people live a life free of disease. And the decisions that you make will either add to your asset column or your liability column. So be an asset to yourself.
Perfectly said. So, folks, as we conclude, they are a sponsor, Purium, of our channel, and especially on the health side, I use the products, as you know. If you go to the website, I is in the letter I, shoppurium.com, and they have a bevy of products and seasonal ones as well. You just use my code JD, be lowercase, uppercase, doesn't matter, JD Health, and you put that in the promo code, you'll get 25% I believe, Ian, off $50 off the first order and 25% over anything over $199.
Right.
But the key to it is Ian's knowledge base. So he's offering a 30-minute consultation. Please take advantage of that, folks, whether you're an existing customer or a new one. Take advantage of it because it's good to realign and right size as the knowledge is changing. His expansive base of knowledge is growing to help accommodate the needs of where you folks are at present. Does that sound about right, Ian?
Right on, John.
Okay. Well, very cool. Thank you, Ian, for joining us. As always, good sir. Appreciate your time, knowledge, and information. And we'll get this out. We'll look forward to seeing you again soon.
Thanks a lot. Same here, John. Have a great day.
God bless.